up to each individual person, but they have a lot of great, photos in them and stuff. So it's just, if you have extra time at the end, you can leaf through the books or just skip them all together, just depending. So, yeah, okay. All right. Center one, we're either gonna switch it to a big giant bin or we're gonna keep them separate. We'll have this one and then the box that says center one, and you'll just have to find it down in the elf closet. But, it's probably me. You're gonna lay out a big giant tarp on the floor, so maybe move some desks in the classroom or find a spot, and then you're gonna lay out all this stuff. This is basically the big hands-on center for all the tree stuff. These branches and stuff that we got from the nursery, they're getting really old. I picked them up last week. So if you want to go out and just slice 4 branches off any tree in your yard or anything like that, that would be better than these older ones. So these will be in here, but I wouldn't recommend using them. Okay. So anyway, this is a floor space observation center. So instead of a sheet, we're using a tarp. And there's lots of laminated pages in this one. This center has so much stuff, you will never get through all of it. But the biggest thing is you just want to set the kids down with the magnifying glasses. Tons of magnifying glasses in the bottom. And then just have them look at everything. Have them just handle it, do all that kind of stuff. We have a great group here. And this could potentially get the classroom kind of dirty, but as the 4 weeks goes by, I'm sure it will have less and less dirt on it. But, and then you're going to go through the different parts of the tree. So the roots, when you're showing the roots, you're going to say, you're just going to basically read this to them. Some of the information that I found on roots that we did not list on this outline, 165-foot tree, they don't necessarily go down 165 feet like you've heard or wherever. They spread out, and it would be as big as a large football field. So that's a little piece of trivia you could tell the kids. And roots are also a lot of homes for animals, especially when the roots get really big. The trunk contains the wood of the tree, moves water from the roots to the leaves, and moves sugary saps to the roots. And with older students, talk about these wood types. If you're in a kindergarten or first grade classroom, you may or may not want to get into this heartwood, sapwood, cambium layers and stuff of the tree. You can just kind of tell what kind of group of kids you have. If you want to get into that, you can. Okay, and then you can go into the bark. Other than what's listed here, it brings up moves the sap through the tree. Let's see. In the bark, this is where we get all of our rubber products. And also from the sugar maple trees, we get our maple syrup. So that's kind of a little tidbit of information. And then the branches, he'll talk about the branches, how they're limbs that come out of the trunk and hold all the twigs. They said that most of the twigs fall to the ground or whatever, and there's only a few that survive, and that's what makes the branches eventually. Let's see, and then the twigs. And then the leaves are the most important part, and it's going to be more of a review from ELF last year, if your kids had it last year when we did our leaves and cones unit. But they are the food factories, and there is a big, huge poster on photosynthesis. You can get into this gently with the younger kids, a little more in depth with the older kids, but how it makes the food for the tree, and the chlorophyll, performing photosynthesis, that type of stuff. And it's all in a seasonal cycle. So there's that poster. And then another great thing, and I thought this poster was great for any of the age of the kids. It talks about why the leaves fall in the fall, and kind of just some really quick information you could read the kids. And then it talks about how trees sweat, and there's like a little experiment that you can do, and you can put a bag over a branch on a tree with leaves, and it will like get a lot of condensation in there. So, and how much water the tree takes up. Like I said, there are so many things. It suggests in the outline that you lay that out if there's enough room, and then you can lay out these informational pages on there too. And that's kind of up to you if you want to get all these out. But they're there, laminated if you need them. The root informational page, all that kind of stuff. Some light reading for you guys. Let's see. It did say, I thought something was really interesting about the trunk. It said that the water, that the upward pull of the water in a tree is 100 times more efficient than the best suction pump that we've ever made. So, and then on a hot day, An elm tree can suck up 300 gallons of water. Or it can't suck, it can release it into the atmosphere, 300 gallons of water. So, the oldest tree is a bristlecone pine. It's in the Rocky Mountain region, and they've estimated that it's over 6,000 years old. And the tallest tree is 360 feet, and it's a redwood in California. And there's enough wood in the trunk to build over 300 houses. So, just a little tidbit of information for coming to training. And then the last part is the flowers. You can bring some flowers in if you want, but you can just say, hey, do you remember when we talked about flowers in the honeybee unit or in the leaves and cones unit? You can bring in flowers if you want, but you certainly don't have to. We have enough stuff. So, and then of course there's all kinds of books in here. So, use them at your leisure. And then the last thing in here, it says Life of the Forest pages. If you even have time to get to this, there's more things in here, yes. So, more information than you could possibly ever use. And then this is a tree diagram. This would be more for the older kids. And we've got dry erase markers in here. But it basically goes through all the layers of the tree. This is good to show the younger kids too. There we go. All the different layers. And then if they want, they can write what the layers are on here with dry erase markers. But I would think that is the very last thing you would do on the center. So if you even had time in 15 minutes. So, alrighty. Or if you do this really quick at the very beginning, go over the boring stuff, paper stuff, at the very first couple minutes of your center, and then have them go touch everything. So, alrighty.